Hello everyone. Our main study is welding method of plug-in tube sheet, vertical fixed dip welding in this class. Through this lesson, the main things we need to know are: master the operation essentials of this welding precision, can formulate welding plans, can select welding parameters, can weld qualified workpieces according to welding safety, cleanliness, environment, and welding process requirements, can do appearance self-inspect of workpiece according to standard. This is a construction drawing of the project. From a figure, we can see that this is a tube board compression project. The compression is plugged in. The outer diameter of the tube is 76 millimeters. The wall thickness is 10 millimeters, and the length is 100 millimeters. The bottom plate is a square plate with a length of 100 millimeters and a width of 100 millimeters and a thickness of 12 millimeters. In the center of the bottom plate, a through hole with a diameter of 67 millimeters is machined according to the outer diameter of the pipe. According to the thickness of the test piece and the groove angle, the size of the welding leg is determined to be 8 millimeters, and a multi-layer multi-pass welding is used, which are 1 for the bottom layer and 3 for the cover layer. Plug-in tube sheet weld is a special form of finite joint. The operation essentials of vertical fixed dip welding is basically the same as that of flat finite welding. Special attention should be paid to the fact that the tube sheet weld is at the circumferential root of the pipe and needs to be continuously welded during welding. Only by turning the position of the arm and the wrist can effectively control the occurrence of defects such as undercut and asymmetric welding fit, so it is still difficult to operate. We will learn the specific welding operation method and process of the project through pre-welding preparation, assembly, base cover, and inspection. Before the welding operation, we must do the following pre-welding preparations. 1. Safety inspection. Safety is the premise and guarantee of all work. Safe production is responsible. Safety first, prevention first. The labor protection supplies must be properly worn and intact. 2. Welding machine preparation. Check whether the welding machine cable, welding handle wire, and welding tongues are connected well, and carry out debugging. 3. Preparation of auxiliary tools. Prepare grinding wheel grinder, straight grinder, snag hammer, chisel, file, wire brush, steel ruler, and a weld inspection ruler. 4. Preparation of the test piece. Check the size of the test piece according to the drawing, and use tools to remove the oil, rust, oxide scale, etc. Within 20 millimeters on both sides of the test piece to be welded until the mechanical luster is obtained. This is test piece after grinding. 5. Preparation of welding materials. According to the material of the test piece, we choose E5015 electrode with better process performance, with a diameter of 3.22 meters. It should be dried at 350 to 400 degrees Celsius. Before welding, keep warm for 1 to 2 hours. Take it as you go. We begin to assemble the test piece. After inserting the pipe into the through hole of the bottom plate, adjust the nozzle to align with the bottom surface of the bottom plate and then start to fix it. The point fixing point is not allowed to exceed 3 points, and the weld length of each point does not exceed 10 millimeters. After the assembly tack welding is completed, the center of the pipe and the through hole of the bottom plate should be concentric and have a good edge. This is a schematic diagram of the point fixing position. Then measure the perpendicularity between the pipe and the bottom plate with a square ruler. The deviation after adjustment should be less than 2 degrees. Finally, Clean the spot welding seam and check the assembly position and check welding quality. This is assembled test piece. Now we can start the welding of the bottom layer. The bottom layer of the plug-in tube sheet is vertically fixed for the down position welding. We use continuous arc welding. Choose a welding rod with a diameter of 3.2 mm and adjust the current to 90 to 111 A. When welding, the arc must be short. The angle of the electrode is 45 degrees. With the tube and the bottom plate respectively, the angle with the welding direction is about 60 to 70 degrees. After the arc is ignited, the electrode is welded backwards along the circumference of the pipe at a uniform speed. During welding, the angle of the electrode should change with the change of the welding position. The welding speed should not be too fast to prevent an uneven distribution of welding meat. This is a schematic diagram of the angle transformation of the electrode. After the primer is completed, the weld bed is cleaned up. This test piece after the primer is completed. Finally, the welding of the cover layer is carried out. The electrode with a diameter of 3.2 mm is selected, and the current is adjusted to 90 to 111 A. When welding, it is necessary to grasp the position of the two weld beds to ensure good fluting and avoid the formation of grooves or protrusions. The angle between the welding direction and the welding direction is 60 to 80 degrees. The angle between the bottom plate is 40 to 45 degrees. The straight line method is adopted. The speed of the strip should be uniform and stable, covering about 2/3 of the bottoming weld bed. To ensure good fluting between the weld and the bottom plate and the edges on it. And for the second pass of the cover layer, the center of the electrode is aligned with the upper fluting line of the first pass of the cover layer, covering about 2/3 of the previous welding seam, and the angle between the electrode and the bottom plate is 45 to 50 degrees. The speed should be uniform and not too slow, so as to avoid undercuts or weld flashes, which will affect the formation of the weld bed. When the cover layer is welded, the arm and the wrist are still continuously rotated according to the actual position, so that the angle between the electrode and the welding direction is maintained at about 70 to 80 degrees. After the cover is completed, clean up the welding stack and spatter on the surface of the test plate. This is a test piece after welding is completed. The key points in this operation of the vertical fixed welding of the plug-in tube sheet are: the operator must use the movements of the wrist and arm to move the electrode along the circumference of the pipe and control the angle of the electrode during welding. After exercise, the tools and equipment must be sorted out, the power supply turned off, the site cleaned up, and cleaning the site after work is completed, and relevant records should be made. The surface of the test piece must be cleaned, but there should be no traces of processing, grinding, or repairing, and then correct according to the scoring standard. Welds are not fused. Surface snag includes surface bores, cracks, weld thickness, wet leg symmetry, undercut verticality, mechanical damage, or arc scratches, weld surface forming, and other items to carry out a self-inspection and mutual inspection one by one tick. Through the study of the above content, I believe that the students have a basic understanding of the operation project. Welding high-quality welds must be diligent in practice. And in practice, we must continue to explore, think, and summarize. That's all for today's content. Thank you.